Are these snack brands lying to you?
Let's talk about that. Good mythical morning.
Research right off the bat. When you want to shop for a healthy snack, how do you decide what's actually healthy? If you ever looked at a package and seen a claim like all natural or full of 8 key vitamins, and you've then assumed the product was healthy because of that claim, well, you've fallen prey to the health halo effect.
Yes, and in terms of health food marketing, the halo effect refers to the idea that we see a singular claim on a package and then automatically assume it means that the entire product is healthy. And companies use this psychology, especially here in the United States, all the time to sell their products, often exploiting semantic loopholes that can give a misleading impression.
So we've gathered up some of the sneakiest examples and are ready to break them down.
Okay, we're gonna be ranking these products on which ones are the most deceitful, right? So it's just like they're promising this thing and like how offended are our sensibilities by that, okay? And this is the scale back here.
Okay.
We've got the deceit is on, deceit your heart out, monkey deceit, monkey do. Do you see we're using deceit? Front row deceit, deceit and desist, and deceitor of the pack. This will be the most deceitful. That will be the least deceitful.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started with
what
some.
will the monkey one be?
It will be like the 4th most deceitful.
Wow.
We absolutely love these. We're gonna tell you that right up front.
Not a sponsor, but just bear. Once they started giving us these lightly breaded chicken breast strips here on the show, we started flipping out. We were like, how did you make these?
You can get us to shut up about anything if you give us these. You know?
They taste so good.
All right, but Link, they're deceptive.
Are they healthy?
Well, we're not gonna be covering every single thing that they talk about. We're just gonna be talking about the one thing that kind of brings in the halo effect. We're gonna be talking about something that's actually deceitful. There's things on this package that are true.
And just as an overview, before you start to knock them at the place where they're most vulnerable,
Okay.
green packaging.
Yeah.
That seems like it's good. Just bare. The word bare. Just bare. It's like it implies that there's not a lot going on. So I think this seems like a healthier alternative.
And there's some things
But it's
like
a fried chicken. still.
cage-free chicken, raised on American farms, no artificial ingredients, no preservatives. Like those are things that are not true of all chicken strips. However, right here at the top, no added hormones or steroids. You're like, oh, well, I love that. I don't want hormones or steroids in my food, but did you know?
No, I don't.
There's a little asterisk there, and it says
It's
down
actually
here,
not an asterisk. It's just a weird symbol. It's like a T with another line through it. It looks like an F and a T mated.
Federal regulations prohibit the use of hormones or steroids in poultry. That's something that's against the law in this country, and you can't do it anyway. That's like you're getting ready to go out on a date with somebody and they say, I promise that tonight I will not kill you. It's like, well, I'm hoping that was a given.
You're not a murderer. That is so nice of you.
Exactly, Link. How does that make you feel?
It makes, I feel a little misled that they're doing something, they're bragging about something. It's the number one thing out of the 3 things that they're bragging about.
But in their defense, not just because we think they taste good, it's not a lie, and the clarification is right on the packaging.
We're doing something we have to, but we are doing it. And if you think that we're doing it out of the goodness of just being bare, so be it.
And don't you kind of want to know that the person you're gonna go out on a date with isn't gonna kill you?
Yeah, but them saying it almost makes me think they are gonna kill me.
Like, why would you say that?
So what are you gonna do to me? Just maim me?
That's good. So we shouldn't go all the way to 6.
Well, I'm going at the monkey spot,
Go all the way to 4.
but we're gonna keep these.
All right, we got some Fruit Loops.
Oh yeah, I'm always happy to eat Fruit Loops, but I kind of feel like, all right, this isn't good for me.
But
It's also for kids. so I feel like I've outgrown it. But boy, does it taste good. And I need something to make me feel better.
But look at this.
Oh, fiber. Good source of fiber. See, that's why I'm eating Fruit Loops, because I'm an older person and I need fiber to regulate.
Right there at the top. The biggest word next to Fruit Loops or Kellogg's is fiber, Link. Good source of fiber. Well, what exactly does that mean? Well, according to the FDA requirements, if you have between 10 and 19% of the recommended daily value in a serving size for cereal, you can call yourself a good source. This is 11% of your daily value of fiber.
And they can also adjust what they are calling a serving size. That's something
It's up to them.
It's up to whoever makes the thing to say how big a serving size is. So they're like 1 1/3 cup.
Yep. Got get that 1/3 cup.
Gets you over 10% of your fiber.
So you can say that. But
you're not eating Fruit Loops
bring
to be
in
healthy.
bring in the popcorn.
It's just supposed to make you feel better about making an unhealthy choice.
Bring in that bowl of popcorn. So that bowl of popcorn right here, this is 4 grams of fiber versus the 3 grams of fiber. And notice that Good and Gather is not saying anything about how they're a good source of fiber. They're not leading with that because even at that level, now you got to if you get to 20%, just the fun fact, you can call yourself an excellent source of fiber or rich in fiber. So, the way I see this and level of deception, this is like me saying that I'm a good source of information about Ohio. I mean, I know, ask me things about Ohio.
What's the capital of Ohio?
Columbus?
What's a city in Ohio?
Columbus? And that might be the capital.
Akron?
I think it's Columbus, but listen, I'm just a good source of information about. I'm not from there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the guy you're going to go to about Ohio.
Feeling good about asking you about Ohio.
Ask me something else.
It's like feeling good about this.
Ask me another Ohio.
What's the population of Ohio?
I have no idea. I'm not a good source of information about Ohio, man.
Well, no, you are a good source. You're not.
I'm not an excellent source.
You're not.
I'm not rich in information about Ohio. Okay?
If you want fiber, from a legal standpoint, it has to say, what are the words, Brittany?
Good source is the 10 to 19%.
Nope, that sucks. We got to go above that.
Rich in excellent source or high.
Rich in excellent source or high in fiber. Those words put you above what percentage?
20. 20 and above.
20. That's what you're looking for.
Again.
Good and fiber, pointless. Forget about it.
This feels more...
Don't feel good about that.
This feels more deceptive than the chicken. That's what we're saying. Because it's not a lie.
It's not.
But it's more deceptive.
Yeah, you shouldn't be going here for fiber.
Because if a doctor tells your granddad that he needs to be eating more fiber, and he's like, well, I got Fruit Loops.
Exactly.
And be like, granddad, let's sit down and talk about this. So actually, the switch you just made was incorrect.
Yeah, it was. Just testing you.
Yeah. There's got to be some more deceitful things. We'll find out. Okay, we've got some assorted fruit snacks from Mott's.
All right, I like Mott's because I would always eat their applesauce growing up. And how are these?
They're a little sticky.
Maybe it's because they're made with real fruit and veggie juice.
Oh, okay.
Don't know if I want veggie juice, but...
All right, but there's an asterisk up there, Link. Where does that go?
These fruit-flavored snacks are made with pear, apple, and carrot juice concentrates. See below for a complete list of ingredients. I'll do that. They are not intended to replace fruit or vegetables in the diet.
What's the number one ingredient in these, Link? Is it fruit juice?
First of all, if you're thinking this means you can replace fruits and vegetables in your diet,
then that's your problem.
You're done for.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's hoping that, but I do think it might be reasonable to assume that they're chiefly sweetened from natural, real sources.
And tell me what the number one ingredient is.
Corn syrup.
Oh!
Well, corn is a veggie. Veggie juice from corn?
I don't think that's
good
what
for
they
you.
mean.
All right.
These are still sugar bombs, guys.
Second ingredient, sugar.
Oh,
Sugar.
corn syrup and then sugar?
Sugar is a grain.
When do we get to?
I don't know. Sugar's a spice? What is sugar?
Well, processed sugar is sugar.
Sugar.
So,
Third ingredient, modified cornstarch.
still in corn. We're still in corn. Still in corn town.
Then we got pear juice concentrate, apple juice concentrate, carrot juice concentrate, contains 2% or less of other crap.
Okay.
Acids.
All right, here's an analogy. This is like your friend borrows your car, and then when he gives it back to you, he says, "Hey, I washed your car." What he doesn't tell you is that he also wrecked your car. So he did something good, but there's something much worse that you're going to immediately see as soon as you investigate it. And you're like, why are you telling me that you washed my car when you wrecked it? And that's the thing that you seem to be trying to gloss over. But you can't get that dent out with a sponge. How's that? How's them apple juices in my mug?
That's pretty helpful. But I will counter that with easy open pouches. And your passenger door does still open, but not the driver door anymore.
Not the driver.
Don't even want that anymore. I've been duped. I feel a little. I mean, it gets your hopes up.
Well, and can I say?
My car is washed.
But it's also very big. Like they're leading with it. Look, it's a whole graphic thing and fruit and veggie. But you made a good point that most people are not coming to this for fruits and vegetables because you're getting a fruit snack. You're already in like candy.
But I don't feel like this is candy. And especially with that right there, I'm feeling really good about it. And I shouldn't. So I feel more deceived than with just getting a good source of fiber. This is technically correct. It's just not actually helpful.
And if I wrecked your car, you'd be really upset. If your granddad was eating something that wasn't really fiber, you wouldn't be that upset. Okay, we've got something I've never heard of before. Hershey's S'mores, milk chocolate with caramel.
Yeah, it's supposed to be perfect to actually make a s'more out of it. And you can see because it's
big.
And then inside of it, you can still break them apart.
This is kind of exciting.
Inside of this one, you got
I didn't know
caramel.
Now, that's pretty nice. Now look at this packaging closely.
Good over a campfire.
At the very bottom, it says, naturally flavored with other natural flavors, which is like
double natural.
It sounds like something like a kindergartner would say if they were just making stuff up. It's naturally flavored with other natural flavors. Now, we don't know.
I think that maybe that's two things. It's naturally flavored, like chocolate, but then there's also other flavors that are natural.
Well,
it seems like the whole thing would be kind of natural. Like this is completely blossomed from nature.
We don't know what is required specifically and how you word things. This is probably coming from some sort of FDA. We know that the FDA has a regulation on natural flavoring, right? And so if you have that in there, that doesn't keep you from using something else. So they're not lying, but it's not that everything in there is natural. There is an ingredient in this chocolate called PGPR.
That is the second ingredient. The first
polyglycerol?
Milk chocolate, then PGPR.
It says polyglycerol polyricinoleate.
Polyricinoleate.
So this is a synthetic emulsifier.
Polyricinoleate.
So to run with an analogy here, Link, this is like you start dating this guy.
Okay.
And you're dated him like 3 or 4 times, and he's got a nice body.
Oh, got a nice body.
He got a nice body, and then you just decide, I feel like I gotta ask, are you natty or not? And then he's like, yeah, I'm natty. But then you open up his gym bag, or it's just he leaves it open, and then you see that he's on T.
Boy, all these terms.
And then you're like, well, I mean, you said that you're natty, but I don't think you're natty because you're on T. And he's like, yeah, but I'm not like always on T. And it's like T is kind of natural. Like T stands for testosterone.
What if he said I'm natty flavored with other natty ingredients, other natty flavors?
I'm natty with other natty flavors.
I'm natty flavored with other natty flavors.
Well, it can't be flavor though because he's not a food. It's like I'm natty with other natty essence or whatever. It doesn't make, no, it's not true because he's on T. This has this synthetic emulsifier in here. But I will say,
But it's so small. I mean, you asked. He didn't say.
Yeah, he just was like, oh well, it was on there the whole time. Like, it's really small. I'm not leading.
I didn't leading with it. You asked.
It was a third or fourth date.
I feel like it's kind of down here. No one really cares if you're making s'mores.
Natty or not, who cares?
Yeah. So I think we're down here because we natty care too much.
Yes, that's the proper way to use it. We have our own TV channel called Mythical 24/7. You can stream it on devices like Roku, Amazon, Vizio, and more. And we just added more throwbacks from our GMM library to our Throwback Thursday block for you. Check it out. See if you know that you've got a device where you can get it at mythical.com/24-7.
Next up, we have Hum Kombucha. HUMM, and boy, that just went on me.
Sorry for the spurt.
This is green and black teas in.
Look at that. Cool.
Is it a mango passion fruit flavor? Yes. Right there in the middle, if you take a look under, it says less sugar. What's the first thing you would think? Less sugar than the other things that I could reach and buy instead of reaching and buying this.
But there again is an asterisk. These asterisks are very helpful.
First of all, to say you have less sugar or you're light, all of that on sugar, all of that stuff is regulated. To say less sugar, you have to have 25% less sugar than a referential amount. Something
a reference version.
Yeah, a reference version, something that you can compare it to.
And in this
case, it has to be 25% less, which is
This is what the asterisk says. Today's Hum Original Kombucha flavors, on average, have 30% less sugar per serving than our previous flavored formulations of Hum Kombucha. So this is like if I have a dog that bites. Not that I do, maybe I do. And then I get a new dog and you're asking me about the dog. I'm like, yeah, this one bites less. But he'll still bite you. Especially if my previous dog bit everyone.
Which he does.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way Sean gets to know you. You know?
He knows me.
He'll bite you a little bit, especially if you're hugging someone in the family or if you have a hat on. Okay?
I just don't come over anymore. I'm too scared. So I said, you have to make a choice, Rhett. It's either me or the dog.
He does not bite people when I am present.
I've never been over since then. I'm joking. But.
He hasn't bit you in years.
Do we like this?
It tastes pretty good.
It doesn't need to be sweeter, but it does taste like it's got some artificial sweetener. I know this is going far afield. It's got organic apple juice.
The fact that I would have to be completely familiar with the way the FDA determines this to know what is meant by less sugar.
Yeah.
The fact that it is less sugar than something we used to make versus it's more of a diety version amongst your current choices. I feel like that's pretty deceptive once you dig down into it.
I'm not happy with them. It's worse than these two, because this one I don't care about. This one is just saying something they did. They're not actually deceiving you at all. They're just taking credit for something that they didn't decide.
It feels like it's in the same.
Yeah, we're in the
vein.
same place here. I just don't love. I don't love justifying this with something that's not really enough to do it. I think this is
worse.
This is a little worse to me.
It's a very scientific system we have here, and there's a lot of consequence here because the FDA is going to fine whoever's number one. That's a lie. That's a joke. It's not true.
They're just hovering over the button right now, just to send the fine.
All right, we've got some
mayo.
Best foods, avocado oil, mayonnaise dressing. I feel like I've gotten this before, and I've gotten it because my assumption was it was made with avocado oil, which is not as bad for you as like other types of oil, according to people who have opinions about it.
It's very trendy now because people are starting to do all these educational TikToks on oil.
Now, Link, there is an asterisk
I'm gonna keep
right
eating this.
here where it says avocado oil. And when you go to the asterisk on the side,
Yes.
it says irresistibly rich and creamy with a blend of quality oils. Okay, you can't put an asterisk next to something and then do a little braggy brag when I go to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make, this feels like the FDA needs to get into regulating the use of asterisks, because you can't tell me that you're irresistible. I'm about to tell you something that's not true, but this is I'm irresistibly creamy and rich. Mm-hmm. But it's actually a blend of oils, including...
And then they don't say, but it's actually, they say with a blend of quality oils. So it's only one oil.
It is the first oil.
Water, avocado oil. Then you got soybean oil, canola oil.
Which is what's in all the rest of these mayonnaises. This is like you go out on a first date and you find out that the person that you're on a date with can speak a foreign language, but then when they begin to demonstrate, you realize they have halitosis. So does it really matter that you're speaking in French? I want you to keep your mouth shut.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that accent. I don't want to smell it.
I don't want to smell that.
I don't want to smell that accent. And listen, it just by comparison here, we've got these fries from Jesse and Ben's made with avocado oil. And on the back it says, in avocado oil we trust, because, like our hearts depend on it. And our hearts kind of do. So they're pushing it hard, but the ingredients are potatoes, avocado oil, and sea salt.
No other oils.
That's it. That's it.
I think if you're literally...
You can do it.
This is why I'm personally gonna lobby for this being the most deceptive.
Well, it wouldn't have to move anything.
That's one reason. The name of it is the deception. The deception is in the name.
Oh,
and then
it's so big.
The asterisk has this humble brag thing that's happening in it. We're just offended. We're offended.
Yep. And,
Does it taste good? That's the question.
It doesn't taste as good either. It tastes a little strange.
It doesn't taste as good as if it didn't have avocado oil?
I think it's because it has some avocado oil. It's definitely in there.
You can taste it.
Known as Hellman's east of the Rockies, so putting you on notice as well. Hellman's.
So there you have it.
We are not happy with you right now, Best Foods.
The deceiver of the pack is the Best Foods avocado oil mayonnaise dressing.
Yeah, we're pulling no punches today. See that?
Thanks for commenting and sharing this video.
You know what time it is.
I'm Simone.
And I'm Jenna.
And we've been watching you since middle school.
And now we're graduating college.
And it's time to spin the wheel of mythicality.
Congratulations, you made it. You're still with us. We're still with you.
Thank you for hanging in there. Oh, what?
We're going to donate $1,000 to the Equal Justice Initiative to aid in their mission to end mass incarceration and excessive punishment in the United States. It's a great organization, and you can join us in giving at the link below.
Click the top link to watch us rank the most mildly interesting Reddit posts in Good Mythical More.
Check out throwback episodes of Good Mythical Morning every Thursday on Mythical 24/7, now streaming on Roku, Amazon Prime, Vizio, and more. Learn where to watch at mythical.com/24-7.